of the grid alongside 99 Jordan Cox. Dylan Prattley there in car number 22. Jackson Dacom, car number 423 from Christchurch, also there as well. Lockie Campbell Tate, car number 49, will line up alongside Brooke Marshall. Car number 14, Paige McEwen, car number 67. She's on the inside there alongside, looks to be the 33 car of Jess Evans. Car number 10, Jackson Hudos, who we mentioned before. Car 13 also there as well. Thomas Scott, he was impressive in race number 1. Green flag drops. Jeffco look for a way round the outside of McIntyre. Hopefully McIntyre's got those mechanical gremlins sorted in car number 12. He's off to a good start in this one here. Jackson Hudos not wasting any time whatsoever. The lad from Christchurch currently up into 3rd place. Clay Dawson finding a way through there as well. Here comes Thomas Scott. Car number 13. A solid 5th for him last time around. In fact, the yellows are on. Brooke Marshall and Tony Lee Best parked up down there against the wall. So we will see a full grid restart. So Hudos and Dawson, you'll see them fall back down mid-pack. Original start positions. Young Brooke Marshall, of course, only the first season of racing, was on the mentor program for the majority of the season. Certainly hasn't looked out of place since she's been off that mentor program, though. Don't forget, too, folks, I just noticed everybody running up to the fence to catch the action. Just be aware, folks, if a vehicle does go into the fence, just to step back from it. Not so bad in mini stocks, but in those bigger grades, just don't go rushing up to the fence, folks, because those machines can be on fire, and it's magic. You can't even see it. You'll feel it. You won't see it. So parents out there as well, if you happen to see your kids rushing up to the fence line, just call them back. Would hate to see anyone getting hurt from the crowd here tonight. Of course, coming up after this, we will have heat number 2 for saloons on track. I see saloon car royalty Peter Skelton, the man they call Dutchie, sitting up in the back blocks here of Central Motor Speedway, taking in the action. Decided not to bring the car down, just to bring the family down and have a relaxing couple of nights of Speedway action. So good to have you in the arena here tonight, Dutchie. Car number 112 out on track, Paige McNally. You can see she's got the high vis vest hanging off the back of that car. That means that she is on the mentor program, so she will start from the tail of the field and pretty much just do laps. She's looked pretty impressive, though. She looks like she could come off that mentor program anytime at all. Of course, these cars, folks, if you're interested in getting your kids into the youth mini stocks, 1200cc Toyota and Datsun motors. That's what they run, the trusty old 1200cc machine. Pretty much a shrunken down stock car. They're not a contact grade like the stock cars. Very, very safe. Of course, they have all the safety equipment, the harness, all the safety gear you've got to have. But it's a great grade to be involved in. Kids in this grade age between 12 and 16 years of age. And the thing that I like about not just this grade, but any of the youth grades that run at Speedway New Zealand tracks, the kids are all racing in a controlled environment. There's all sorts of safety measures in place, and it's a controlled environment. Of course, one day these kids will be driving the family car, and the skills that they use on the dirt track will absolutely go a long way, folks. So if you want to get your kids into Speedway, youth mini stocks, not a bad grade to be a part of. Do flick the club Facebook page a message, and I'm sure they'll sort you out with a contact in the youth mini stock grade if you've got kids out there that are just itching to cut some laps, and I'm sure there will be. So Tony Lee Best from Christchurch, she's parked up on the infield. Brooke Marshall there managed to get restarted, but has now pulled into the infield there down the back straight. So they'll possibly move her from that position and get this race restarted. Car number 22 out there, young Dylan Prattley. Of course, his father, Nick, I think he celebrated a birthday a little bit earlier on this week as well. Just trying to remember how old he was. He's just a spring chicken, so he celebrated a birthday. So I hope you enjoyed that, Nick. Great looking car. Car number 423, Jackson Dakin from Christchurch, a Magan Turbo sponsored car. Brilliant looking machine. Of course, as we mentioned before, some of these drivers, this is their last weekend in the youth grades before we see them head off into senior competition. One of those drivers, of course, Ashton Gable. He's at the tail of this field. He got second in heat number 1. He's been absolutely fantastic this season. Certainly himself and his family, great advocates of the sport. His father, Carl, he's behind the wheel of a stock car now, and I believe that we're going to see young Ashton move up into the stock car grade next season as well. Certainly make for some good battles out there. I reckon Ashton would love to get one over the old man out there on track. So it looks like car number 7 from Christchurch, Tony Lee Best, will rejoin here. Brooke Marshall will stay parked up. Car number 14 on the infield. Must say a very, very warm Central Otago welcome to Daz McGrath as well. He's here with his trusty handy cam, capturing some of the action. Good to see you back in the south, Daz. He was telling me that he passed a heap of mobility scooters on the way down and might have got himself a speeding ticket because it can't have been real cars because he drives a Holden. Set to go racing here. I'm sure Daz will catch up with me on that one. McIntyre gets off to a flyer. Leela Jeffco runs with him. Car number 28. Hudos and Dawson have made good starts as well. So's Prattley and Dakin. There's the 4 cars right at the front of that bunch there, tucked up behind Craig. Hudos goes down the inside of Craig. He's up to 3rd place. McIntyre comes through. Jess Evans getting a bit of a tank slapper down there in turn 3. She might have got a bit of a helping hand, I'm thinking. McNally looking good as well. That's that car we said was on the mentor program before. She's not messing around, working her way through the field. Paige McEwen. She gets sent down to the infield there. She got a helping hand there as well. She manages to get back out on track. Fastest man on track comes past the control line now. In fact, that's just changed. Jackson Hudos now the fastest man on track. 22.177. Waylon Franz, bit of an excursion there as well. Manages to get back out. So McIntyre out in front of this one here, but Jackson Hudos is really starting to close that gap. McIntyre gives Hudos space, picks his battle. He'll look for the undercut. No, he sits out wide. So Hudos gets the move made. McIntyre in 2nd. Then we go back to Dawson. Prattley looking smart in 4th place at the moment. You could just see the car of Dawson, car number 4, just sliding around turns 3 and 4. So that corner really starting to slicken off for these cars at the moment. Zach Phillips up high and wide. There's trouble for car number 21. Some sort of mechanical drama, I would imagine, because he's just lost an absolute stack of spots. So Dawson now manages to sneak past McIntyre. McIntyre in 3rd place. Dylan Jones working his way through. Look at Ashton Gable. Started from the rear of the field. Now up to 6th place, just behind Dylan Jones. Zach Phillips goes to the infield. Car 21. Gable now looking for a way round the outside of Prattley. Prattley ducks down low. Jones goes through. Those two were sparring partners in heat number 1. They found themselves again out here in heat number 2. Then we go back to Craig, Jeffcoat, Dakem, Scott, Lockie Campbell, Tate, the 99 of Jordan Cox out there as well. Then McNally, Evans, Best, Waylon Franz, Colvin and McEwen. Checkered flag though is going to come out 2 from 2 here tonight at Central Motor Speedway for Jackson Hudos. Clay Dawson comes home in second spot. Then we go back to the 43 of Dylan Jones ahead of McIntyre, then Gable and Prattley. Good to see McIntyre get home on his own steam in this one here. That is heat number 2 for youth mini stocks here at Central Motor Speedway. Saloon's coming out on track for their second race next.